This is a collective reading for February 2023, and I've been reading Bart Marshall's book, Becoming Vulnerable to Grace, where he talks about his odd experiences and his spontaneous enlightenment after studying spirituality for many years. And it's a most curious book. But as I was reading it, he had one of his own translations near the end from the sayings of Jesus, which he titles the Christ Sutras. So this is Bart Marshall's own translation from the Bible. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it shall be opened. For the one who speaks is also the one who hears, and the one who sees is also the one who manifests, and the one who seeks is also the one who reveals. Let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled, and when he becomes troubled, he will be astonished, and he will rule over the all. Jesus of Nazareth from Christ Sutras. Now, reading that, of course, made me think of the original text of the King James Bible, and St. Matthew chapter 7, which I notice, as I don't memorize these things, is on page 880 for all those numerology and symbolism fans. One of the most interesting chapters describing what this spirituality is. Chapter 7. Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged, and with what measure you mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider it not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Ask and it shall be given you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Enter you in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me, you that work iniquity. Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Particularly like paragraph 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Nice little reference to the Fabians there. So it's curious to realize that in the King James Version, chapter 7 of Matthew, this iconic spiritual text, is on page 880. So it begs the question for those of us who don't have OCD, memory instant recall, begs the question, what is on page 888? And we find it is the continuation of chapter 13, and chapter 13, and it is the story of the wheat and tares. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather you together, first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field.